Hello. So with this video, let me discuss about some aspects of sexual reproduction in animals. This is just an introduction. So this is part of chapter number 1, reproduction in organisms. So first, let's discuss about common stages in the life of sexually reproducing animals. We are animal, so let's see what's happening in the life of us and other animals. Stages here is the key term. So stages here refers to period or duration or phase. So stages here refers to duration, period. It is a time span. So first, when we are born, we enter a stage called juvenile phase like other animals. So juvenile here refers to immature. Child, we commonly called in our life as childhood. So during childhood, the children are growing. The children are undergoing development. So juvenile phase is a stage during which there is growth and development occurring. Juvenile phase is immature phase. Now, before the changing of juvenile phase into another phase called reproductive phase, there are different morphological and physiological changes occurring. Morphological here refers to changes in the external features, changes in the outer appearance of the individual. And there is physiological changes occurring in the body of the animals. So after juvenile phase, we in our life, there is a stage called puberty. After reaching puberty, after attaining puberty, then there is drastic morphological and physiological changes occurring. Later on, there is starting of another phase called reproductive phase, during which animals are able to reproduce. They are fertile. They are reproductively active. Once an animal loses or animals are not able to reproduce, animal loses their reproductive capability, then they are usually entering into a phase called senescent phase. Senescent here refers to aging. So during aging, animals are becoming less fertile. They are not able to reproduce. Especially in case of females, they are not able to reproduce. They are not able to produce egg, and thereby there is no reproduction occurring. So finally, before the death, all the animals are entering a stage called senescent phase. So these are the three different phases, and all these three different phases in the life of sexually reproducing organism, external environment do have some influence. External environment affect these changes. Along with that, hormones inside the body. We have talked about physiological changes. So physiological here refers to the working of internal organs. Thereby metabolical changes also do occur. So hormones and some external features are the factors which usually affect the changes between these three phases or transition between these three phases. Now let's see different sexuality in animals, or different sexes, different genders in animals. We have monoecious animals or dioecious animals, similar to plants, right? So mono here refers to single, and di here refers to two. Eicious derived from Greek word oikos, referring to house. So one house and two house, from where the gametes are coming from. In case of monoecious, one house. In case of gametes comes from one house, that means from one individual. In case of dioecious, gametes are produced by two different houses. That means we have two sexes. Now, monoecious is also known as bisexual animals or hermaphrodites. Dioecious is called as unisexual. Uni means one, right? Uh, Sexes are different. Bisexual refers to both the sexes are present on animals. So, monoecious animals are animals with both male and female sexes, or these animals are having both male and female reproductive system, and thereby they are able to produce both the gametes, and they are having ability to produce offspring by single organism. For example, we have earthworms, sponge, tapeworm, leech. All these are having two reproductive system in their body, having male reproductive system and female reproductive system. But in case of us, we have only one reproductive system. We do have some cases of having both the sexes, but we are generalizing here. So animals having separate sexes or separate reproductive organ in separate animals are usually called as unisexual animals or dioecious animals. So these animals, for example, we have cockroach, human cockroach. In case of cockroaches, we have male cockroach and female cockroach. In case of us, human, we have male and female. We do have both bisexual, but here we are generalizing a concept. Now you are able to see different types of animals represented on the screen, shown on the screen. So all these animals are surviving at different habitats. So these wide variety of animals are existing on Earth, and it is difficult for us to study about all their reproduction, how they are reproducing, and everything about them. So scientists made easy to learn about all these by classifying living organism into different groups or categories. So we have a science called taxonomy, under which we categorize animals into species, genus, family, order, phylum, class, phylum, and kingdom. In case of Homo sapiens, us, a species, sapien, Homo is genus, and we are in the kingdom of hominid, in the family of hominids. Our order is primates, like other monkeys, or a family of apes. Our class, mammals, we are mammal. We are chordate, having backbone, and we all are included under animal kingdom. So let's try to look at mammals. We are included under mammals, and mammals are having unique way of reproduction. So let's try to understand some aspects about reproduction in mammals. So mammals are reproducing sexually. So we have different types of mammals. Some mammals are called as placental mammals, which are usually having placenta, which usually develop placenta whenever the mammal is undergoing process of reproduction. So in case of human, we have placenta, a tissue, a disc-shaped tissue, which is supporting the developing fetus here. It is the tissue, placenta, is in between mother's body and the fetus, developing fetus. So placenta is attached to umbilical cord, through which placenta, under the support of maternal body or mother's body, there is placenta is able to support the fetus by different mechanism. So that we'll discuss those later. So placental mammals are very characteristic about presence of placenta, a specialized tissue. Now these mammals, which are usually possessing placenta, they are showing different cycles in their reproductive phase. Whenever placental mammals are becoming reproductively active, then there are different cyclical changes occurring. Cyclical changes here refers to changes which are ordered. Sequential changes, ordered changes which occurs one after another. So different events which are occurring one after another, and these keep on repeating during reproductive phase. And those changes are unique in terms of reproductive structures. In case of females, in case of females of all these animals, they show different cyclical changes in the ovaries and its accessory ducts, fallopian tubes, and there is different hormonal changes occurring. So once female enters reproductive phase, they are able to produce eggs, which is being transported through the fallopian tube, and thereby reproduction occurs, right? And all these are happening with the help of primary reproductive organ, ovary, and its accessory ducts. Along with that, without hormones, these cyclical changes don't occur. So cyclical changes are unique in case of sexually reproducing mammals. Now, what are the cyclical changes which are usually observed in mammals? It's common in human female that menstrual cycle is usually observed during their lifetime. So menstrual cycle occurs in all the primates. And we have another cycle called estrous cycle, which is occurring in case of primates and non-primates. So menstrual cycle and estrous cycles are reproductive cycles which are happening in mammals. We have different types of mammals, and in case of primates, menstrual cycle occurs. In non-primates, we have estrous cycle occurring. Now, what are primates? You can see the pictures here. Primates are usually the animals which are similar to us, similar to monkeys, or similar to apes. Primates usually have mammary gland in case of the female. So primates are usually mammals which are having backbone. They are able to, so let me describe it in a simpler way. So primate is usually an order which is categorized under mammalia. So mammals are able to feed, look after their babies. Mammals are usually having outermost covering of hair, outermost body is covered with hair, and they are usually warm-blooded animals. They are being supported mainly by the backbone, so they are also categorized under the phylum Chordata. We have flat face, and we are able to see objects three-dimensionally. So we have also two eyes through which we are able to see objects. So that is binocular vision. And we have big brain compared to our body size. We are also able to hold things or grasp things by opposable thumbs. These thumbs are opposable. These are able to come together in opposite manner, and we can grasp things or hold things. So primates are mammals, and they are also chordate, and they are unique about their brain, and the size of the brain is large, and they are able to feed the young ones. That is mostly done by female mammals. Okay, without discussing much about primates, let's see the differences between menstrual cycle and estrous cycle. Menstrual cycle, as we had already discussed, these are occurring, a menstrual cycle occurs in primates like monkey, apes, lemur, tarsier, gorilla, and human. You can see me on the screen, so I'm human, representing human. estrous cycle occurs in the non-primate mammals like cow, sheep, rat, deer, dogs, tiger, and etc. So during the menstrual cycle, there are different events occurring, and which is usually discussed as menstrual phase, during which there is flow of blood occurring through vagina, that is shedding of blood, that is coming out of blood or coming out of the endometrial linings, breaking up and coming out of endometrial linings. We have proliferative phase, we have ovulatory phase, and secretory phase. So these different stages we'll discuss under the chapter human reproduction in detail. So menstrual cycle is usually consisting of different phases or stages called like menstrual phase, proliferative phase, ovulatory phase, and estrous phase. And these different phases are not there in estrous cycle. Estrous cycle is very unique about heat or estrous phase, during which animals are non-primate animals are becoming sexually active. They are sexually receptive and they are sexually fertile. So in that way they are only reproduced during estrous phase, and it is also known as estrus or heat. Heat here refers to they are becoming sexually active or sexually receptive. They do accept the male partners. Usually females do accept the male partners, and reproduction occurs. So in case of menstrual cycle, there is blood flow. In case of estrous cycle, there is no blood flow. Usually the endometrial lining in case of non-primate animals are dissolving, are absorbed into their body, and there is no coming out of blood in case of non-primate mammals like cow, sheep, rats, deers, dogs, and tigers. Now, mammals can be seasonal breeders as well as they are continuous breeders. In case of seasonal breeders, they are becoming sexually active. They show reproductive cycles only during some favorable seasons. But in case of continuous breeders, it's not like that, right? So mating usually occurring in the breeding season can reproduce. Otherwise, in non-seasonal, during non-season, if they are breeding in non-breeding season, they are not able to reproduce. Mostly they are not able to reproduce. Anyhow, seasonal breeders usually show sexual, they are actively reproducing animals. They become actively reproducing animals only during the favorable season. In case of seasonal breeders, we have dog, cat, sheep, and cattle. So we have continuous breeders which are reproductively active throughout the reproductive phase. Continuous breeders usually reproduce offspring throughout their life because they are reproductively active throughout the life cycle. These are a little bit boring, right? But we have to study. Sorry. So humans and guinea pigs, we are included under continuous breeders. Easy seasonal breeders are reproductively active during their favorable season, and continuous breeders are usually reproductively active throughout their life. That's why continuous breeders, they continuously breed. And in case of seasonal breeders, they give birth to offspring only when favorable seasons of or breeding season occurs. In case of continuous breeders, they can reproduce every time, and we have examples here also. Now, what is parthenogenesis? This is another important points that we have to study. So partheno here refers to virgin. Virgin here indirectly refers to there is no meeting of male and female gametes occurs, right? It is okay. Now genesis here refers to creation, production. Now parthenogenesis is another mode of reproduction. It is usually a reproduction way there is no fertilization occurring. New organisms are developing from female gametes. Suppose this is a female gamete. Female gametes undergo development and produce different animals, whether it be turkey, lizards, honeybees, or rotifers. So for example, we have all these animals, right? Rotifers, honeybee, lizards, birds, especially turkey, they reproduce by process of parthenogenesis. Parthenogenesis is a process of reproduction where female gametes will be undergoing development and form animals. So parthenogenesis is why lizards are making them to reproduce large number of offsprings during summers, right? During summers they used to come in many numbers. So that is because of mainly parthenogenesis. Now animals can be oviparous. Ovi here refers to ovum or egg. They usually produce either fertilized egg or unfertilized egg, from which there is development of new animals. Usually reptiles and birds, they lay eggs, and eggs after incubation there is development of new reptiles or birds. So oviparous here refers to laying of egg and development of new animals. And opposite of it is viviparous. Viviparous don't lay egg, they usually give birth to young ones, in case of us and other mammals. So viviparous usually give birth to young one. There is production of egg in our female female human, but that is egg which is produced within their body, and after fertilization and after the development of embryo and after the formation of fetus, after 9 solid months, around 9 months, there is giving birth to individual. But in case of oviparous animals, fertilization, gamete egg is produced within their body. It may undergo fertilization or may not undergo fertilization, and eggs are laid, and the laid egg after incubation they hatch out to become new animals, which is a unique characteristic of oviparous. Now it's little boring. Try to answer these questions, and with that we are completing our first chapter. So first question you have to answer is, with an example, explain parthenogenesis, which we had discussed just now. The second last slide, right? And second, state the major differences between viviparous and oviparous, the last slide. And third, how continuous breeders are different from seasonal breeders. Fourth, distinguish between menstrual cycle and estrous cycle. And fifth, discuss the different stages of life in sexually reproducing animals. All these are simple, but maybe I got tired, so that's why I was having little confusion kind of state. So anyhow, thank you for watching this video, and do try to study hard, either from this video or from any other source of video. Thank you. Bye.